There's a secret I got from Jeremiah chapter 32 that I need to share with you. It is a real estate lesson that I have never seen before, and I'm getting to know it for the first time. Now, this is what happened. God spoke to Jeremiah in the book of Jeremiah chapter 32 that his cousin Anamel was going to come to him to offer him a property. God told him to buy the property, made a deed with him, signed the deed, get a witness, and also ensure he keeps the documentation of that property. As a matter of fact, God gave him specific location thing to use to keep the property documentation. Like, God was so intentional about the procedure of the property purchase. Mind you, it was about the time that their land was going to be conquered by another kingdom. They were going to be taken in exile to Babylon. See, the truth of the matter is, it is so insane for an investor to invest at that particular time. It's just like you got a prophecy that you should buy a land when the war was tearing at you. There are a lot of lessons to be learned. One of the things that I discovered in this particular lesson is this. The prophecy that came to Jeremiah was a long-term real estate wealth strategy, which means he was buying now and was going to wait for another 70 years, because there was a prophecy that says that after 70 years the children of Israel were going to come back to that land, even though the people around were not believing in the prophecy, but because he believed. And that is one major lesson that people need to learn. The third lesson I learned in Jeremiah chapter 32 is that documentation is a protection to your property. Like, seriously, God was so interested in documentation. He told Jeremiah how he must get document for the property he's buying from his cousin, from his cousin, how the property document be signed, sealed, witnessed. And all of these Jeremiah followed, like he followed to letter. As a matter of fact, God told him where to keep the document of the property. He signed the document of the property. He sealed the document. He got people to witness the document. This is teaching us that documentation is the backbone of property ownership. And this is God teaching this lesson. Because if God can be so intentional about how that property must be documented, then you should know that it is very important. As a matter of fact, some of you have gotten properties from your loved ones. You say, it's my uncle, he gave it to me. Is that property documented? If it's not documented, anything can happen. For Jeremiah, it was war. For you, it could be that your uncle or whoever is no more. What do you have in your hand to show that of a truth you own that property? If God can be so intentional, if God can be so interested in documentation, how much more we? So that's to tell you that it is very important that you do documentation. Stop buying property based on verbal agreement. He said, my land is from this place to this place. He said it is from one pole to one pole. No. As for Jeremiah, everything was documented. So why won't your property be documented? It was a gift. They say, fine, it's okay. As a matter of fact, even if it happens to be an inheritance, it has to be documented. Verbal agreement or trust alone is not enough. This is one of the reasons why some real estate investors have lost their money to verbal agreement or trust. The fourth lesson I learned in Jeremiah chapter 32 as a real estate lesson is it requires faith and vision. See, Jeremiah could not see the benefit of that land, but God declared to him that houses, fields, and lands will still be bought in this land. That same land where There's going to be wall and all of that. God told him that houses will still be bought in that land. Here is the lesson. Real estate visionary, they see cities even when those areas are not developed. And I want to ask you, where is that property that God said you should buy? Some of you, God has spoken to you, but you're just looking for one prophet that will come and validate your statement. Maybe I'm the mouthpiece of God this morning telling you, where is that thing? Where is that property that has been laid in your heart to go and buy? But you are still thinking, oh, in this Nigeria that we don't even know where it's going. But your money is going. The money you're meant to invest is going. Where is that place that God has laid in your heart to buy? Go and buy. Stop saying it's too far. Stop saying things like, when will it develop? Because he who knows the future is the one speaking to you. And I'm his mouthpiece saying to you, go and buy that property. And remember, documentation is key because it is very important even to God. You can imagine areas that were once bushes. They are now developed cities, and those who bought into them are now sitting on a lot of appreciations. So don't waste that time. Go ahead and do what you need to do. And if you need a guidance, of course, I'm always available to help you in this kind of journey. Share this video with someone today.